And the day after the Oscars, for 10 days, he called me every day. Wow. And he was like, hey, you know you the champ, right? You good? You know you the champ, right? I want you to hear my voice say it. I was like, every day he called me, and it's like, that's my dude forever right there.
The Will Smith and Jada relationship debate has been going on for as long as we can remember, and the drama is far from being over. Today we'll cover some tea from another celebrity who thinks that their relationship is super toxic. Join us as we explore the best friendship in Hollywood in the last decade. But before we continue, please give it a like and hit the subscribe button. It really helps me grow the channel so I can bring you the hottest tea every week. If you haven't been living under a rock, pun intended, Pickett Smith, and it was Armageddon. He told her he was excited to see her in G.I. Jane 2. Like Demi Moore's character in the 1997 movie G.I. Jane, Pickett Smith has a buzz cut, but Mrs. Smith has been candid about her issues with alopecia, which has left her with bald patches and thinning hair. After Rock's joke, Pickett Smith rolled her eyes, but Smith was seen laughing. Just a few seconds later, Smith, who was sitting in the very first row, stood up and smacked Rock across the face. And just like that, the Oscars telecast then went mute. The sound of the slap was telecasted in Japan and other countries, as well as the exchange that came next. A stunned Rock said,
"Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me."
Smith responded,
"Keep my wife's name out your mouth!"
After the incident, Will was banned from going to any Academy Award ceremony for the following 10 years. This came after he won the award for Best Actor. How ironic. Will posted a YouTube video in July explaining why he did not apologize to Chris after his winning speech. Will admitted about the lack of a quick apology and said,
"I was fogged out by that point. It's all fuzzy."
Since then, a lot has happened. In order to wait until things were resolved, Will Smith made the decision to disappear for a while after that iconic slap. He had to come back at some point to carry on with his career, right? Although he did a lot wrong, his acts were hardly a crime, and the only punishment he received was a suspension from the Academy of Film and Arts. But that doesn't mean he can't continue to produce films. Plus, when he smacked Chris Rock on stage, a lot of well-known individuals supported him. None other than Floyd Mayweather Jr. himself is one of those persons. Smith revealed that the champion called him the very next day while on a press tour with Tyler Perry for his new Apple Plus TV movie, Emancipation. He then called Will Smith every day for the next 10 days to give him words of support. Yep, you heard that right. In a search for validation after such a low moment, Floyd's words provided a fresh endorsement. Smith said,
And I want to say something also about Floyd. So, you know, we met each other, we seen each other around, but we weren't like friends. And the day after the Oscars, for 10 days, he called me every day. And he was like, hey, you know you the champ, right? You good? You know you the champ, right? I want you to hear my voice say it. I was like, every day he called me, and it's like, that's my dude forever right there.
Sean Diddy Combs, who was also a presenter at last Oscars, told Page Six that Smith and Rock have since settled their feud. Insinuating that all is well, Diddy said, "That's not a problem. It's over. I can confirm that. It's all love. They're brothers." Right after the incident, Diddy said he tried to smooth the awkwardness of the still fresh assault. "Will and Chris, we're going to solve this like family. Right now, we're moving on with love. Everybody make some noise." Rock was not aware that Pickett Smith's hair loss was caused by alopecia, according to a friend of Rock who talked to TMZ. Additionally, Rock and Smith have not spoken since the altercation. However, it doesn't appear that the two huge superstars have reconciled their differences. Will has tried getting in touch with Chris many times to inquire about the occasion. In the 5-minute video, Smith also expressed his regret to Chris and others, including Chris's mother, Rose Rock. Will Smith has mainly kept quiet about the confrontation, aside from the 5-minute YouTube video where he apologized to Rock and his mother. Several days after the Oscar ceremony, he also posted an Instagram apology to the public. However, Rock has been blunt that he's not ready to forgive Smith anytime soon. Rock kept quiet about the incident for a while, but he broke his silence during one of his events. While talking to the audience about the slapping incident during his comedy show with Dave Chappelle in England in September, Chris said that Will Smith slapped him for the nicest joke he ever told. We have to keep in mind, it's not the first time Rock has joked about the Smiths at the Oscars. Back when he hosted the event in 2016, Rock joked about them in the context of the hashtag #OscarsSoWhite boycott, which Pickett Smith supported. He said,
Jada's gonna boycott the Oscars. Jada boycotting the Oscars is like me boycotting Rihanna's panties. I wasn't invited.
When Pickett Smith was questioned about the morbid joke a few days later by photographers, she dismissed it. She said,
"Hey, look, that comes with the territory, but we got to keep it moving."
Rock has frequently come into contact with Smith and Pickett Smith throughout their combined years in the spotlight. In a 1995 episode of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Rock played the character of Smith's evening date. Additionally, Rock and Pickett Smith were also included in the primary voice cast of the Madagascar film series. The conversation about Will Smith and Floyd Mayweather was reported by members of the Breakfast Club. In a joke, Charlemagne de God claimed that Floyd Mayweather had called Will Smith to give him advice on his slapping style. It's interesting to note that Smith stated he wasn't friends with Floyd before the slapping incident happened, indicating that Mayweather didn't care about their friendship status and only wanted to provide his support. For the time being, the actor has been presenting his brand new film to as many famous people and movie stars as he can. Throughout the entire Oscars drama, a large number of other celebrities have supported Will Smith. A select few of them, including Oscar winner for Best Actor Denzel Washington and Tyler Perry, comforted the actor right away after he slapped Rock. Perry is one of the many people in the industry who has a history with Will Smith, so he didn't hesitate to support him during the Oscars 2022 incident. Days later, Denzel publicly supported Will once more. Another person who has known Will Smith for a long time is Janet Hubert. They appeared together on the hit television series The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Smith and Hubert had a falling out back then. And after season 3, she was swiftly replaced by another performer, Daphne Maxwell. Since then, the two actors have made amends. Hubert believed that Will Smith had the upper hand. She disapproved of the way Chris Rock disrespected Jada in front of her family and friends and defended Will Smith's behavior. She said in an interview, "Yes, there is only so much one can take. Sometimes you have to slap back. Celebrate the win. Nothing else matters." Tiffany Haddish also agreed wholeheartedly with Will Smith's choice to strike Chris Rock on stage. The Los Angeles Times quoted her as saying that Chris's remark about Mrs. Smith was messy and that she would want her husband to defend her as well. Maybe not the way Will Smith did, but you get the point. She went on to say, "That's what every woman wants, right? She was hurt, and he protected his wife, and that's what a man is supposed to do." Lastly, even Dave Chappelle seems to be supporting Will Smith. Well, he's taking more of a fatherly role between the two celebrities. Recently, Chappelle and Rock were on their stand-up tour in England. The two joked about Will Smith and his slap multiple times. During the joint tour with Chris Rock in Liverpool in early September, Chappelle said, "Will did the impression of a perfect person for 30 years, and he ripped his mask off and showed us he was just as ugly as the rest of us." But the comedian added that he doesn't want to see Smith try to reconstruct the facade. He concluded, "Whatever the consequences are, I hope he doesn't put his mask back on again and lets his real face breathe." Just a month later, Dave was seen at the screening event of Will Smith's new movie, Emancipation. He was part of a starry guest list that included Tyler Perry, Kenya Barris, A$AP Rocky, and Rihanna. We know Smith is trying his best to make amends with Rock for the incident. Smith inviting Rock's closest friend, Dave Chappelle, to the screening was the first main step towards making peace with the stand-up comedy star. In the picture shared by Will Smith, Chappelle appeared right in the middle while sharing time with the other celebrities. This could become the olive branch Will Smith has been looking for months. Do you think the two celebrities will ever be able to make peace? Let us know in the comments. And if you like this video, click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to be the first to see my next video. I post updates like this every week where I uncover the secrets of your favorite celebrities.